Good morning and a very warm welcome to you all to our 2021 graduation ceremony. My name is Siggy Brownlee and I'm the Executive Director of EDUVOS, formerly known as the Pearson Institute of Higher Education. A special welcome to our graduates, their parents, sponsors and friends who have also joined us for this very auspicious celebration today. Welcome too to our EDUVOS directors, academics and administrators, and the campus leaders who have joined us for the ceremony this morning. So here we are, more than 1 year later and still under lockdown. COVID-19, invisible to the human eye, has absolutely disrupted and changed the rhythmic nature of humanity. But notwithstanding this, today we celebrate the human spirit and we triumph in the face of adversity. As graduates, you are at the edge of public health, economic and social change. You must know that the coming months and years are going to test your character and what you have studied repeatedly. It is up to you as entrants to the economy and as young contributing adults to society to make sense of and to help shape the kind of society that we are building both now and into the future. Peter Drucker, former professor of the management studies at New York University, who died in 2005, in an essay that he penned about the age of social transformation, observed the following. He said, work and workforce, society and polity are all qualitatively and quantitatively different, not only from where they were in the first years of the 20th century, but also from what has existed at any other time in history, in their configurations, in their processes, in their problems, and in their structures. And the pace of change has even accelerated more since then. At this age, and in the age to come, we need educated people. But what is an educated person? Traditionally, and especially during the past 300 years or so, an educated person was someone who had a prescribed stock of formal knowledge. The Germans called this allgemeine Bildung, and the English, and following them in the 19th century, the Americans, called it the liberal arts. But increasingly though, an educated person is now and will be into the future somebody who has learnt how to learn and who's continuously learning by formal, non-formal and informal education throughout his life or her lifetime. An educated person is, in other words, a lifelong learner. They are agile, they are flexible in their learning pursuits, and they understand the value of knowledge, skills, and competencies, and how to apply these in a world where the evolutionary trajectory is escalating at an exponential rate. It is, however, tempting to chase qualification papers to the point where society could easily degenerate into emphasizing formal degrees rather than performance capacity. And this gives rise to the unemployed graduate phenomenon, a criticism from economic players that graduates are not work ready. However, we must also guard against over-evaluating immediately usable practical knowledge in the quest for employability and underrate the importance of fundamentals, wisdom, and theoretical knowledge altogether. Higher education institutions must be conscious of these tensions and continuously make every effort to balance the forces of the what and how, which is the practical knowledge, with the why, which is the theoretical knowledge. As graduates today, you are called upon to recognize and demonstrate to society that your studies have prepared you and shaped you to contribute meaningfully, practically, and wisely to society as it is emerging and towards the shape that you want to transform it into being. Remember that knowledge and learning is not tied to any country. It is portable and it can be created anywhere and everywhere, and it moves rapidly, as we have seen over the last year. As graduates, you are entering society as knowledge professionals, and you are not alone. You are part of a connected network. So as you contemplate what your contribution to society will be, remember the words of Johann von Goethe, who was a philosophy poet and playwright. And he said, in the end, what we retain from our studies is only that which we can practically use and apply. As the Executive Director of the EDUVOS Higher Education Academic, I declare this graduation ceremony officially open. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to this year's commencement speaker, the CEO of Stellenbosch Graduate Institute, Mr. Frik Landman. Frik Landman is a businessman cum consultant who turned to academia in 2005. His passion for Africa and her people and his longing for business adventure took him on a journey through a variety of positions. He has spent the past 30 plus years consulting to a range of universities, SMEs and corporates across Africa on issues of strategic leadership, transformation and organizational development. His business proprietorship positioned him well to take up the leadership of Stellenbosch Graduate Institute, an online business university, in 2018. This followed after being the CEO of University of Stellenbosch Business School Executive Development from 2005 to 2018. He is an experienced board member and chair of boards for entities such as the Centre for Financial Regulation and Inclusion, Africa Sun Media, USB Ed, the EPAS Accreditation Board of the European Foundation for Management Development, EFMD, the International Advisory Board of Lyric Business School in Belgium, and the Medina Institute of Leadership and Entrepreneurship in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Landman holds a bachelor's in Hebrew philosophy and psychology from the Nelson Mandela University, a bachelor's and honors degree in theology from the University of Stellenbosch, a master's degree in ethics from the University of Stellenbosch, and a master's certificate in development from the University of Johannesburg. He has been married for 41 years, has 3 children, and lives in Stellenbosch, South Africa. I present to you Frik Landman.
We are all surfers. Our environment is constantly changing. The only opportunity to ride the waves is to be in continuous motion. Stopping the balancing motion or overreacting or being out of sync with the environment means falling off the board. The irony is that if there is no wave, there is no opportunity to surf. As soon as something remains static, death sets in. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frik Landman. I'm the CEO of Stellenbosch Graduate Institute, and it is my privilege today to have this conversation with you. I feel very humbled to be amongst so many young leaders, and it in fact makes me a bit anxious to think that I have to share this knowledge with you today, but I will try my best. I want to do this in 3 parts. Firstly, I want to just talk about this institution that you graduate from. Secondly, I want to say a few things about faculty who plays a very big role in what is happening here today. And thirdly, I want to have a few moments to share some ideas with you, our honored guests, the students, those that we graduate today. So let me start with institutions. Now, organizations, institutions, businesses, they are immensely interesting things. If you go and search for the oldest businesses, you would find that some of them are older than 1,000 years, and they are on every part of this globe. Even Africa's oldest business is about over 200 years old, and that is the Mauritian Post, still operating today. But one of the oldest organizations and businesses is a restaurant. Just imagine all the hundreds and hundreds of years of people that passed through that restaurant, the conversations that took place, the famous people that met there, the philosophies, the ideas, the concepts that were shared there, which that organization offered them the opportunity to do. The French Mint, one of the oldest organizations in the world. It started off as a mint, it's still a mint, but it started off printing francs. At some point it started printing euros, and with the Nazi occupation it also had to print the German currency, marks. But that doesn't matter. That is what an organization needs to do to survive. Now, the single fact that these organizations survived and thrived for so many years make them very interesting entities to study and to research. But there's a common theme that runs right through all of them. And that is amongst many lessons we can learn from them. And that is their flexibility, their being agile and adaptable to the change, being able to stay on the surfboard, irrespective of the changes in the environment, irrespective of the size of the wave, irrespective of the speed of the wave. They remain on that because of their ability to adjust and run with the times and be agile. There's another thing we need to understand about these organizations, and that is that they are human populated systems. Organizations, institutions, businesses are made up of people, customers, employees. They are the secret ingredient to the success and the ability of organizations to adapt and being agile. So here is the interesting thing of today. You are sitting at the very point where this institution is making a typical transition. We are 42 years old. You are graduating today as the students from Pearson's Higher Education. This wasn't the case when we started in 1979. We started in a different context, although in education, a different focus. And we went through several changes, which speaks to the agility and the flexibility of this organization, this institution and its people. And here we are today, as you graduate as Pearson's Institute of Higher Education graduates, we are now transitioning into a new phase where we will be called EduROS. So you leave us as students of PI, but you will be alumni of EduROS. And this is a historic moment once again in the history and the development of this organization. The second thing I want to speak to you about and share some ideas with you is the faculty. Now, the faculty, the teaching staff, as you would know, is an enormously important part of any academic and education institution. They are the core and one of the core assets of such an organization. And they too need to serve the waves. And you must understand this. They operate in a higher education environment that are many times being threatened from different directions and confronted with different issues. They have to be adaptable, they have to be flexible, they have to show and not just teach agility, they have to demonstrate agility. The recent and current crisis that this country is facing and what the world is facing around COVID demanded much from our faculty. And what happened? They stepped to the plate. They went into an online teaching mode, and they continue this enormously important task to the extent that you are sitting here today graduating in spite of the crisis that we are experiencing. And that is really a feather in the cap of our faculty. But more than that, you know that quality education is a prerequisite for quality students leaving an entity. And that doesn't happen just by demand. That demands faculty leadership. That demands an attitude of leadership from our faculty to stay abreast of their body of knowledge, to do their research diligently, to make sure that they prepare you not just for this occasion, for this immediate future, but for the distant future as well. And that is why on this illustrious occasion, we need also to acknowledge our faculty and congratulate them on this enormous task that they have completed. I now want to turn to you, our guests of honor. And I know you are excited and you are glad that you at last came to the end of this road and that this moment indicates the success that you have achieved. And we want to acknowledge that and we want to really congratulate you. And I guess you will take the certificate and you will frame it nicely and you will put it up somewhere where people can see it and where they can acknowledge your competence and what you have achieved. But I want to focus for a moment on that certificate, that piece of paper. And I want you to consider something beyond the certificate. So let me start with a question. What is the purpose of this qualification? What is the purpose of you having studied this particular body of knowledge? Now, the first obvious answer that you could give is to get a job. And I really wish you well in that. Because I think it's important for our young people to be employed and to be productive members of society. But why would you want a job? Well, the obvious question, answer to that now is maybe because I want to look after my family. I want to care for my people. I want to generate an income with which I can buy the house of my dreams or the car of my dreams. All very valid answers. But would you also consider this? We are all confronted with this ethical question, and that is, what kind of Africa do we want to build with the resources available to us? Africa is too rich to be poor. You have to change it. We have to change it together. Could you add that to your purpose? Could you put that in your purpose brief your purpose description, your focus in what you want to do in society. And take this knowledge which you have accumulated so diligently up until now, and go and apply this in your job, in your business. Also not focusing on income and material possessions, but what you can contribute to Africa and the development of this continent. Because that is what motivates us. That is what keeps us going when we get confronted with a number of difficulties. What are the underpinning elements of motivation? 3 things: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy: you are the captain of your ship. You own this space. No one is coming to save you. If it's to be, it's up to you. To find that job, to start that business, you claim that space. You do it. Own your autonomy. Mastery. Yes, today is a very exciting day, and it's the end of a long path. I understand. But what today's occasion is telling you is not that this is the end. It says you are now ready to go to the next level. Be a master of your profession. Never stop learning. Keep going on in searching, in reading and understanding your field. Understand the economics of your profession, of your job, of your business, of your industry. Become the master of that. And thirdly, purpose. Go and act purposefully out there. And revisit that purpose constantly, because that will keep you on that surfboard. Because if you understand, and that is what purpose does, if you understand, if you have an answer to the why, you will find it so much easier to deal with the how. You are out there, you're going to serve. We are going to watch you. We would like to follow your careers. We would like you to come back and plow back into this institution. We will, in the meantime, keep growing this institution, make it stronger as we stand on the giants of those that came before us, even under a new name, because we have to change. And when we meet you again, we want you to find us at a different level, in a different way, ready to help you deal with the challenges that you are facing out there. We wish you much wisdom. We wish you a lot of courage. Congratulations and good luck.
Dr. Mohammed, Dean of Faculty, I present to you the following candidates who qualify for qualifications in the Faculty of the Applied Sciences as per the role.
With the authority vested in me by Senate, we award the following qualifications as per the role.
Dean of Faculty, I present to you the following candidates who qualify for qualifications in the Faculty of Commerce and Law.
With the authority vested in me by Senate, we award the following qualifications as per the roll.
Dean of Faculty, I present to you the following candidates who qualify for qualifications in the Faculty of Humanities as per the role.
With the authority vested in me by Senate, we award the following qualifications as per the role.
Dean of Faculty, I present to you the candidates or qualifications in the Faculty of Information Technology as per the role.
With the authority vested in me by Senate, we award the following qualifications as per the role. We also recognize our students for their achievements in the following areas.
Sponsors and parents, it is my absolute privilege to pass the vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. To the students and parents, a heartfelt thank you for trusting us with your academic journey. May the road always rise up to meet you. Thank you also for your understanding, perseverance, and patience during the COVID lockdown protocols. To Siggy Brownlee and the executive team of PI, thank you for your operational and financial support in granting our students and staff adequate means to conduct teaching and learning. To all of the campus directors and principals, well done on your achievements, which have culminated in this very momentous ceremony. To our academic director, Dr. Shahida Mohammed, our registrar, Dr. Jody Cedras, and the entire Central Academic team, a massive heartfelt thanks for maintaining academic rigor and for meeting the stringent accreditation criteria of the Department of Higher Education and Training, as well as the Council on Higher Education. To our lecturing staff, a heartfelt thank you for your dedication, perseverance, and the long hours spent marking assessments. Our excellent academic throughput rates and results surely bear testimony to your love and passion for your students. Finally, to our academic support teams, student affairs advisors, and our counselors, thank you for the academic administration and the psychological and emotional support and guidance. So, dear friends, students, parents, God be with you all in your future endeavors. Farewell, tot ziens, ambani gachle, au revoir. Bye-bye.
See Hi, my name is Ezekiel, a recent graduate at Pearson Institute of Higher Education. I recently graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts degree majoring in psychology and English. I'm thankful to Pearson for preparing me for both the real world as well as postgrad studies. I'm currently studying an honours degree in psychology with the goal of eventually studying a master's degree which would allow me to register as a clinical psychologist. Something I'm specifically grateful for to Pearson is the high standard of education that we received, as well as for teaching us how to write to the best of our abilities. Even at honours level, my current lecturers are really impressed with my ability to write, and I can thank Pearson for this. So thank you to the Pearson East London family for a great 3 years, as well as for always having our backs.